Tonight, a Broken Hill man in his 50s dies with COVID-19, and a Whyalla man accused of seriously assaulting his partner.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Ruby Kamane begins now.
Good evening. The Far West's COVID outbreak has taken a tragic turn, with a local man in his 50s becoming the first person in the region to die with COVID-19. The news coming as Broken Hill records another spike in cases.
Every day we hear the numbers, but today they hit especially close to home. One of our own passing away with COVID yesterday.
I want to relay my sincerest condolences to the family and his loved ones.
Health officials say the man, who is Indigenous, had underlying medical conditions and wasn't vaccinated. He was a close contact of a known case, but wasn't known to be COVID positive.
We swab people when they come into hospital, ED, and there it was discovered that he was COVID positive. He was very heavily compromised physically.
The news coming with another sudden jump in cases. 9 Broken Hill locals testing positive to 8 p.m, the second highest daily number, along with 2 people from Whyalla. The source of 7 infections are under investigation. There's now 97 active cases in the district.
We are likely to see numbers to remain at this level, probably for the next week.
These are the latest exposure sites. If you're at these venues during the given times, you are considered a casual contact and must get tested and isolate until you receive a negative result. Health officials stress testing has never been more important.
No matter how slight your symptoms are, don't second guess, because you may not get a second chance with this.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A Whyalla woman remains in a serious but stable condition at the Royal Adelaide Hospital after her partner allegedly struck her yesterday morning. The man was charged by police, as Mark Zeta reports.
A 43-year-old man has been refused bail after police allege he assaulted his partner at a Whyalla property yesterday morning. Emergency services were called to a home on Murphy Crescent just before 9:30 a.m. They had received reports of a domestic assault, with the man accused of punching his partner in the head and upper body. A 28-year-old woman was then taken to hospital in a critical condition and was later airlifted to the Royal Adelaide Hospital for treatment. An SA Health spokesperson says she's currently in a serious but stable condition. Meanwhile, her partner was charged with aggravated assault causing serious harm. He appeared in the Port Augusta Magistrates Court via video link this afternoon. According to recent data from SAPOL, there had been more than 9,000 reports of family or domestic serious assaults and related incidents filed to police in the 2020 to 21 financial year. That's 1,000 more incidents compared to the previous financial year. Anyone who witnessed the incident or has further information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers.
And for anyone seeking support, you can contact 1800-RESPECT or in a personal crisis lifeline. Police have nabbed a Port Augusta man allegedly driving more than 6 times over the legal blood alcohol limit. At around 1:30 this morning, the 26-year-old was stopped by police on Fulham Road. It's alleged he produced a blood alcohol reading of 0.308. Police also discovered he's currently disqualified from driving. The vehicle will be impounded for 28 days and he's summoned to appear in court at a later date. Alarming figures have been released by the RAA, showing a surge in regional motorists receiving speeding fines. The statistics come on the eve of school holidays, with many families making the journey to regional South Australia.
The state's peak motoring body alarmed at the increase in the number of speeding offences on our regional roads. A timely reminder to take extra care when travelling over the next fortnight.
Particularly as we're going into the school holiday season, and we've got the long weekend in this as well, so we know a lot of people are going to be using this opportunity to travel into our regional roads.
The RAA revealing a 37% increase in drivers fined for speeding over the past 3 years. Motorists running a greater risk than a fine for exceeding the speed limit.
When things go wrong, the consequences unfortunately tend to be catastrophic because of the higher speeds involved.
The latest figures show motorists speeding through the Barossa Valley has increased a staggering 133% since 2018 and 2019, while the Mid-North and the Yorke Peninsula saw increases of 45%. On the Eyre Peninsula, there was a slight increase over the 3-year period. An increased police presence will be seen over the school holidays.
Starting today and this afternoon, we've got extra patrols out. We'll have driver testing stations set up in locations across the Eyre Peninsula.
The message from police is clear.
Just take your time. There's no need to rush. The beautiful places will still be there, even if you get there an hour later than you wanted to.
Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, the Bungala people recognised as the native title holders of parts of the Eyre Peninsula, and a Broken Hill child bitten by a snake, leading to warnings by local catchers. Welcome back. The Federal Court held a ceremonial sitting in Port Augusta today to recognise the Bungala people as the native title holders of the region. The ceremony presided over by Justice Natalie Charlesworth this morning.
A monumental day for the Bungala people. Ceremonial proceedings officially recognising Port Augusta's native title holders this morning at Gladstone Square.
What happened today about an hour ago was that Justice Charlesworth made formal orders, and as of that moment the Bungala have been recognised by the entire country as the native title holders of Port Augusta.
The inclusion of Port Augusta in the native title claim following the same recognition passing in both Whyalla and Port Lincoln.
Culturally, of course, it's an important form of recognition for not just the thousands of years of connection to country that the Bungala have, but also just the struggle that they've had over the 25 years that this court case has gone on.
The court case was lodged in 1996 and today legally gives the Bungala people the right to use the resources of various plots of land and determine how that land is used by others.
A lot of my family members, sisters and brothers, aren't here with us to celebrate this day. But I'm sure that wherever they are looking down on us with pride.
The Bungala Aboriginal Corporation says to finally have native title recognition over the area makes the group overwhelmingly happy. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Port Pirie Regional Council has decided not to go ahead with the proposal for residential development of 2 parcels of community land. Mayor Leon Stevens says it follows community consultation submissions against the proposal.
A proposal to divide this section of Frank Green Park for residential development revoked.
We had some good engagement from our community consultation.
Port Pirie Regional Council opening a community consultation in August until this month, proposing 4 parcels of land for residential development located on Halliday Street, Maud Street, 3 Chain Road and Senate Road. About 77 written community submissions were received and taken on board. The outcome outlined at a council meeting on Wednesday, Frank Green Park and Maud Street would be scrapped. Mayor Leon Stevens says council also found documents hidden in archives which suggested the land was gifted.
And we've made it clear that going forward that will actually come up in the electronic section of council when we start to do title searches and all that sort of stuff, so that no other councils will get caught with stuff that's, sort of buried history.
Council will proceed with creating residential allotments on 3 Chain Road and Senate Road, meeting short supply in the city. And for Man's Best Friend, the city's mayor says there's still funding available to revitalise the dog park.
One of the questions the dog owners will ask is that, are we still going to do an upgrade on our dog park? Yes, there is $30,000 in the budget to do that.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Local handlers say it's amazing a Broken Hill boy is seemingly unscathed after being bitten multiple times by one of the world's most venomous snakes. The reptile, believed to be just a few days old, but can still inflict serious harm.
A small creature creating a big scare.
So we've just had an absolute worst case situation. Extremely lucky. I've never come across anyone luckier, to be honest.
A 10-year-old boy reportedly believed this juvenile Western brown was a legless lizard bitten while playing with it. It may be less than 20 centimetres long and around a week old, but still highly venomous.
The second they come out of the egg or are born, they're ready to go.
Handlers from Broken Hill snake catchers say the incident should serve as a reminder to all that reptiles are best left alone.
We've got a lot of smaller snakes that aren't venomous. We've got lizards that obviously aren't venomous, but a lot of them can look very similar.
The boy was brought by ambulance to Broken Hill Hospital where he spent the night in a stable condition. Handlers say it's highly unusual to be bitten multiple times and not be envenomated.
It's very unlikely you get a dry bite. It's only the fact that the snake was so small is that it couldn't actually get a good bite onto him.
The snake suffered suspected spinal injuries due to its handling, but was relocated to give it the greatest chance of survival. Handlers wanting locals to appreciate our wildlife from a safe distance.
It is, it's gorgeous.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A big battery project proposed for Broken Hill is a step closer to reality. AGL's plan to build a 50 megawatt battery has been approved by the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment. The company says it'll improve the reliability of local electricity and provide storage for the national energy market.
The transgrid itself is full to capacity, so anybody who wants to look at renewables has to look at storage. So here we are in the outback of Broken Hill, wind farm, solar farm.
Construction could begin by the end of the year, subject to final approvals. Stay with us after the break. Visitors flock to the Clare Valley, seeing record tourism, and organisers undertake final preparations for the Corn Agricultural Show. Hello again. Clare seems like the place to be as the city experiences record visitor expenditure. The Regional Development Australia York and Mid-North says the region has always positioned itself as a national go-to destination.
If you love wine, great food, rich heritage and being immersed in nature, put the Clare Valley on your bucket list.
In a really small region, you've got a lot of different experiences and landscapes that you can enjoy, really.
From March 2020 to 2021, visitors have been flocking to the valley, recording 171,000 day trips and more than 200,000 overnight stays. The region seeing record growth with visitor expenditure, smashing its 2025 target out of the woods.
There was $134 million worth of revenue, which is an uplift of pre-COVID times of over 30%. So it's an incredible return, but it reflects the fact that people in South Australia do want to come and see our beautiful regions.
The RTA York and Mid-North CEO also saying the Great State vouchers have been a major hit, with 29 local tourism businesses taking part.
Over 2,400 people have taken those vouchers up and actually used them in Clare Valley, so that's been a fabulous opportunity for us.
And there are no signs of it slowing down.
We think there's a real opportunity for interstate visitation, which has been constrained when it is safe to do so and when it works that way, to actually continue the trend.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Excitement is growing for the Corn Agricultural Show, taking place tomorrow. Organisers say they're excited to host the community in a COVID-safe environment.
Quorn turning into a hub of activity for their annual agricultural show this weekend.
We have the Corn Show this coming weekend, a wonderful, wonderful show run by terrific people in a great South Australian town. So I'm really pleased for them that the Corn Show is going ahead.
Going ahead after some concern it may have been cancelled due to COVID-19 uncertainty.
Well, we're a bit excited that it's actually happening due to COVID. We've been, will we, won't we? We've all been working pretty hard to get it to happen.
Agricultural shows are absolutely fundamental to country South Australia. They've had a really hard time lately with COVID, and some of them are cancelling this year for the second year in a row. But for those that can go ahead, it's absolutely outstanding.
Show favourites such as horses in action, poultry, wool and flower displays will return this year, with cooking, art and photography events also planned to keep both the kids and parents amused.
All those competitions are happening. We'll have displays from our local kindy and our local school. We have lots of market stalls and rides coming along.
Patrons are asked to bring their own face mask and be advised that there is limited capacity within indoor venues. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Funds from the state government's COVID business support grants are now exempt from federal taxes. The measure would mean eligible recipients of the grants will not pay income tax on the money they receive. Businesses can also claim the funds as a tax deduction if they spend it on wages or other eligible expenditure. In July, the state government announced business support grants of up to $4,000 to those affected by COVID-19 lockdowns. As part of Port Augusta's Joy-Baloo Bridge duplication works, additional road closures will be put in place tomorrow. Langsford Street will be closed for approximately 8 weeks, with temporary restrictions put in place from 7 a.m. The road closure allowing crews to safely undertake works on the embankment of the Augusta Highway. Residential and pedestrian access will be maintained at all times. A Port Pirie couple can't wait to dust off their passports and pack their bags to travel around the world after winning $1 million in this week's Monday and Wednesday cross Lotto draw. The couple only discovered their win yesterday and celebrated with a pizza for dinner. It's the first Division 1 prize to land in Port Pirie this year. The winning ticket was purchased from the Ellen Centre news agency. Stay with us after the break. We'll hear the tips from the last of Spencer Golf footy finals, and Alex Sykes will have the weekend weather details. Welcome back. Tennis SA is bringing its State League All-Stars to Port Lincoln in a fortnight's time for a special event on the Eyre Peninsula, the state's highest level competition, visiting regional South Australia for the first time.
Some of the state's best tennis talent coming to Port Lincoln to showcase their skills to the region.
We're really thrilled to have been able to work closely with the Port Lincoln Tennis Association and also the City of Port Lincoln to bring this event to life in the Eyre Peninsula.
Tennis SA introducing the State League All-Stars, taking 8 of the best players from metropolitan Adelaide to the Eyre Peninsula. They'll take on some of Port Lincoln's stars of the future in an exhibition match.
Port Lincoln will be our first one, but we're really keen to take this to the regions over the coming 12 months and beyond.
Two-time Tennis SA State League Premiership player Olivia Lay will be one of the players on show, while a highly ranked junior will also be on the court.
It will be headlined by our junior number 158, Edward Winter.
Fostering the next generation of local tennis stars, a major factor for Tennis SA to bring its players to regional South Australia.
The main reasons why we wanted to take this event to the regions is to give that experience to the younger junior players and also hopefully grow the grassroots participation.
The Family Fun Day will commence at 10 a.m. on October 9, with the All-Star match taking centre court at 11:30 a.m. Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Golf News.
While many of us will tune in to watch the D's and the Doggies go head-to-head in Perth tomorrow, the weekend will also bring us the last footy grand finals for the Spencer Golf. Here's Port Pirie's expert with his tips.
Hello and welcome to the grand final edition of SGL Football Tips. Well, we're finally here and the big ones arrived and all the action's up at Central Oval in Port Augusta this week. It starts off in the under-15s with Port taking on West, followed by the 18s with Ports up against Centrals. Then in the B grade we got Solies taking on West, and then it's the big one, Lions and Solies in the league grand final. It's the first time these two clubs have met in the league grand final, so the winner of this one will make history. Solies have been the best side all year and will be coming into this game full of confidence. Lions have had a fantastic final series, belting West in the first final and then putting South away last week. Both sides have stars on all lines and this match should be a ripper. I'm going to tip the Cats in another close one.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather over the weekend. Here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, Ruby, and good evening, everyone. Well, good news weather-wise for the grand final weekend. I'll have more detail on that in just a moment. Today was a lovely spring day. From 3 p.m, Port Augusta was sunny and 24, Whyalla was 19, and Port Lincoln was 18. Looking further out across the region now, Broken Hill reached 27, Port Pirie was 19, Woodner 21, 18 for Kadina, Cleve and Clare, and Cooper Pedy was 29. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud pushing into southeastern South Australia with a trough trough and front crossing the region is causing gusty showers. Patchy cloud pushing into the southern fringe in onshore winds is not causing any rain. Bright high jet stream cloud over the north is not rain bearing. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Northwesterly to southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas around 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swell around 1 metre. And as I mentioned earlier, it's perfect conditions for footy tomorrow. Port Lincoln and Cleve will be partly cloudy and 15, Woodner partly cloudy with 19, a degree cooler in Whyalla. Port Augusta will reach 20 degrees and Kadina cloudy and 17. Port Pirie partly cloudy with a top of 19 degrees. Clare will be cloudy and 13, and Broken Hill will be mostly sunny and set to reach 18 degrees. It'll be sunny in Port Augusta with a top of 25 on Sunday. Port Pirie sunny and 23. Port Lincoln mostly sunny 18. Whyalla will be 22. Kadina 21. Woodner will have morning frost and a mostly sunny day with 25, and Broken Hill sunny with 19. Taking a look at next week's forecast now, will be partly cloudy across the region on Monday. Port Augusta and Woodner will be 30, 28 in Port Pirie and Whyalla, Cooper Pedy to reach 33. Similar conditions on Tuesday, Port Augusta and Cooper Pedy 33, Whyalla and Broken Hill partly cloudy with a top of 29. And so not a bad start to the school holidays there either, Ruby, and that's all the weather from me for tonight. Stay safe everyone, it's back to you.
Lovely, thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Friday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening and all the grand final footy action tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.